What if I told you that everything you have been taught about a dream company culture is carefully constructed illusion? Think about it. Picture the ideal startup. You're probably imagining the wide open workspaces, fancy designer tables, free massages, organic juice bars, and afternoon yoga classes. It sounds perfect, right? But Peter Thiel, the billionaire co-founder of PayPal, says none of that matters. In fact, he argues that a culture doesn't exist apart from the company itself. Welcome back. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the chapter 10 of the legendary book 0 to 1, The Mechanics of Mafia. In this chapter, Thiel exposes a radical truth. Great companies aren't built on perks, they're built on a deep, almost conspirational alignment on human minds. Thiel famously states, no company has a culture, but every company is a culture. A startup is not a country club. It is a team of people on a strict, unyielding mission. To understand how the true culture works, we have to look at what the tech world calls the PayPal Mafia. When Thiel built his first team at PayPal, he didn't realize he was creating a network that would eventually go on to found SpaceX, Tesla, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Palantir. This wasn't a coincidence. It happened because Thiel rejected the standard corporate playbook. He didn't build a team by blindly sorting through piles of generic resumes. He didn't hire people who just wanted a clean, professional 9 to 5 transaction. Instead, he hired a people who actually enjoyed working together, people who shared distinct visions for the future. Think about the profound question Thiel poses to every entrepreneur. Why work with a group of people who don't even like each other? If you only value money and time, why spend it on people who don't share your ultimate horizon? This deep personal bond is where the mafia begins. This brings us to the art of recruiting conspirators. Imagine you are trying to hire a talented people. They have endless options. They could easily go to an established giant like Google for more money, more massive prestige and legendary perks. So, Thiel forces us to ask a cleanly difficult question. Why would someone join your startup as its 20th engineer when they could just go and work at Google? If your answers are generic, like we have great options or you will work with smart people, you have already felt. Every company says that. To win allied talent, you must offer two things. First, a compelling mission. You must explain why what are you doing is uniquely important and why no one else in the world is doing it. Second, a personal fit. You must explain why the specific candidate is absolute missing piece of your puzzle. Don't try to bribe them with free lunches. Promise them the chance to do irreplaceable work on a unique problem. Look closely at Silicon Valley. From outside, everyone looks the same. They wear the same branded hoodies and t shirts. But don't let the uniform fool you. While everyone should look unified on the outside, Thiel argues that they must be sharply distinguished on the inside. Startups have limited resources and must move with absolute lethal efficiency. Everyone on Thiel's early team looked like they walked out of scientific fictional novel, and every single one of them was completely obsessed with digital currency. To survive, your team must be equally obsessed. So, how do you keep an obsessed, fast moving team from tearing itself apart? Chaos is the enemy of momentum. Thiel's master solution is elegantly simple. Assign every single person in the company the responsibility to do just one unique thing. When roles are blurry, internal politics and conflicts inevitably destroy the company from within. By enforcing strict individual ownership over distinct problems, you eliminate the friction. Internal peace is exact armor a startup needs to survive the brutal external world. And this leads to chapter's most controversial spectrum, cults versus consultants. At one extreme, you have consultants. They have zero dedication. They slip in and out of the companies without ever truly belonging. At the other extreme, you have cults, intense, isolated organizations where members only associated with each other, completely ignoring the outside world in exchange for esoteric truths. Where does a successful startup sit? Shockingly, Thiel places it slightly to the left of the cult. The critical difference is this: cults are fanatically wrong about something important. Successful startups are fanatically right about a truth that the rest of the world has completely missed. From outside, a fiercely dedicated startup might look a bit strange, perhaps even like a mafia. But in the world full of uninspired cooperation and detached consultants, the extreme singular dedication is not a flaw. It is a mechanics of survival. It is the exact force required to break away from the startup's queue, defy the competition, and successfully journey a way from zero to one. If this chapter changed the way you think about success, competition, and life, do like and subscribe and be with the channel for next chapter and more powerful book summaries. Stay curious, stay unique.